Okay, it's the next day now and I'm back on it. So I've put more sand in here, as you can see. I'm working my way that way. Now I've done that, I need to clear this area and level it across here. So I bring you across here, you can see. So this is all level now. Needs a little bit more sand over there after I've sort of trampled it down. And then I've got to spread the sand across this area, so I'm currently just clearing all this rubble. I've got to get rid of this wood, some rubbish there. And I'll get up to here then. I think here it's going to be very little sand because I've removed some of these bricks here that were really high, but these are pretty much dead on where the sand goes. So I'm going to leave those and just basically, you know, the membrane will go straight on top of that. And I don't think there'll be a lot of sand here. Obviously there'll be bits to fill in because this is quite rough ground here. So I'm going to sweep all this off, get it all clean, and then put the sand over the top where needed, just to fill like dips. There's a dip here. I've been digging out some of this here because this is quite low here, so this is roughly okay for the sand, I think. And I'm basically using it to fill in this area, stamping it down. Because this is where the first concrete pad was, if you remember. There's a dip here as well. So yeah, it's coming along. But before any more work done, I need a coffee. I've done a little bit more. Progressing across this area now. And I've cleared all the rubble that was here. And now I'm onto this. So as you can see here, spirit level is dead on here, and that's from that where there's hardly any sand. So no sand at all on top of here. So this is probably going to be, I'm going to put some sand over it, but it'll be hardly anything. It'll just be literally just over the top, because that's a very high point. This way it's probably going to be the same, because that's quite high there. So I'm coming off the sand here, that's level pretty much. It's going up a little bit, so it is going to go up around there and then up again at the side. So I might lose an inch of concrete from this area, but I don't think that's anything to really worry about. It's nice and smooth, so it's not going to pierce the membrane at all, especially with the sand in the gaps. Then hopefully I'll be able to get it to go down a little bit here again, and then we're back off to a decent level up to this point, which I think will be slightly higher around by here, probably similar to what I've shown you. But I'm going to order another 2 bags of sand, I think, because I reckon half does 1 bag of sand, so it'd be 2 bags of sand for the whole barn, but I want a little bit left over. So that's a little bit more done again. So this has got a tiny bit of sand over it, and there's a little bit of a raise around here, more than what it should be, but we're talking maybe a centimetre, something like that. So I'm not going to be too worried about that. And then it goes back down there, so that should be fine. There's no sharp spots for the membrane to be pierced or anything. This is all nice solid brick. So yeah, I'm going to continue over here, and then I think this area is going to need quite a lot of attention. I need to get rid of all this rubbish here, and start filling in this, and at that point I'm going to start removing this because the soil under here probably needs to be dug out, and I can use that to fill up some of this along with all the rubble and things like that. So coming along. Okay, as you can see, I'm removing the rest of this concrete now, going out in the wheelbarrow and getting tipped over into my ever-growing waste area. And this is the work so far. So I've got the string line over here now. Just made sure that's still in place, which it was, so that's all good. This string line's going this way. As you can see, there's quite a gap there. And there's actually zero gap there because it's raised up. So it's basically how I'm doing it. So getting that level. Using bits from over here to fill in the down spots in various places. I'm almost finished doing this area. When I get my compactor, I'm probably going to have to add quite a lot of extra sand here because I'm going to compact it all down then and put some more sand on top, so I expect it will drop down. I mean, I'm stamping it down the best I can, and I've been filling it in with gravel and sand as I go. Here, as you can see, this is where the level of the sand should be, basically where the dirt is, so this will actually have to be dug out a bit. But then I've got brick here, so it'll probably be level with that brick in places, and then the brick goes along over here as well, so probably very little sand over here as well. But what I might do, depending on how things go, basically put a dusting of sand all over afterwards, just to basically have a little bit more over these sort of areas just before I put the membrane down. It's getting quite compacted just walking around, but I think when I get the proper compactor it will push all this down even more. This is probably about 5 centimeters thick of sand over that area. So it's not perfect. In places there's bits sticking up a little bit, but of course I've got 10 centimeters of concrete going on top, so there's a little bit of area to play with. So yeah, it's a nice day out, so just enjoying working out here. It's not cold really. It was cold this morning. You can see I'm almost dead on halfway actually, maybe slightly more than halfway. I'm sort of in the middle of that double door there, so I've got this area to go. I've ordered the 2 bags of sand and they'll be arriving Wednesday, so depending on how it goes today, I'll do a little bit more tomorrow and then ready for the sand to come in, and then I'll do another blast of it, get the membrane down then, and then hopefully maybe next week I can get the concrete in. I need some help with that, so I'm going to have to book a day when there's help available. Right, so here's where I'm at now. So I put the line across there and I've got the line across here. As you can see, I've got rid of the concrete now and I've got rid of the earth that was on the top. I've spread that about to fill in any deeper areas around here. And as you can see, like the other side of the barn, this is pretty much level with where the sand's going to go, so there isn't going to be much sand in this area. But where I've had to fill in this area where those concrete pads were, the first concrete pad especially, that needs quite a lot of sand, and there's a little bit to do in the corner and around here. I'm going to remove a couple of these bricks that are sticking up, and hopefully this will be good enough. I think this will be okay because it's smooth and it'll be similar to over there. and then I can I can get rid of this scaffolding. This can go away now. I can clear this. There's a little bit of muck and stuff around here that needs clearing out. I might be able to spread that about, although I probably don't need to now. I think it's more or less level, so that can be discarded. And then it's just a case of putting sand all the way along here. And one thing I might do before I do that is take out this window, because this is basically going to drop out into the barn and create a bit of a mess. So if I put the sand there, it's going to make a right mess. So I'm going to do that next, probably do that tomorrow. I'm running out of sand now, and the sand isn't coming until the next day. So the progress has been pretty good. That's basically been done in 2 days. It's nice and level. So it's just leaving that bit. So if you're liking these vlogs, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It would be much appreciated. Okay, that's the end of another day. Got quite a lot done today. This is where we're at now. So it's levelling out now to the natural area, so there's not going to be a lot of sand around this area. There's this huge lump of bricks just here that I'm basically going to take all of those out, plus some over there, and hopefully then I'll be able to get this level for the sand, and then that'll be done. As I said, tomorrow's job will be removing this window and then putting some sort of board up, just temporarily. The reason I want to remove it's twofold. It's going to create a mess when this comes out, and I've got to wheel the bricks away. But also, what I might want to do is be able to gain access to this area just around here from the outside when I put the concrete in, to level it off with the float, because I'll have access to this area here using that window. I'll have access to this area just in front of these double doors, through the double doors. I'll have access, and then here I'll have access to this area from this door. So that will allow me to float the area. I'm hoping to do it as it's pumped in, but you know, I've never laid concrete before, so I just want to make sure that I'm ready to tackle whatever problem is thrown at me. I also need to hire the whacker plate thing to compress all this sand. And as I said, I've got 2 more bags of sand to come, which will allow me to finish off this area and then put some more sand down in any places that have been compressed and are now dipped down a little bit. But it should be pretty simple to do that, because the main level is there now, so it's just a case of filling in any dips in the sand. So yeah, quite pleased. None of these bricks have seen light of day for probably 50 odd years, which is nice to see they're still there. So they'll stay there now, underneath my new concrete. So yeah, another end of the day. I'm completely knackered. Tomorrow, as I said, I'm going to take that window out, but I might have a bit of a rest and do some listing on eBay as well tomorrow, just because it's quite tiring work. And then Wednesday, sand's going to come, so I'll have some more sand to put down and get this finished off. There's a few things I need to do before the concrete is put down. I want to go around with some lime mortar and just repair like little holes at the bottom well, I won't be able to access once the concrete's in. So I'm going to do that. Yeah, quite pleased really how it's gone. So if you're liking it, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next instalment.